No company has ever been in the position of Valve, a position pioneering the distribution of video games online, building groundbreaking hardware and engines, and creating some of the most unforgettable, critically acclaimed video games of all time. Many of their titles are among my personal favorites, some becoming cornerstones of my childhood, while others I still launch and play regularly to this day. But one title that I recently revisited that left a surprisingly deep emotional impact on me was Half-Life 2. This was my experience returning to Half-Life 2. It all started back when I was 7 years old. My brother and I came back from our local retro game store, me picking up a copy of Alan Wake, and my brother picking up a copy of The Orange Box. We were both Xbox 360 boys, and we would go to this retro store all the time picking up classic 360 games that we would grow up to appreciate more and more. But following a great chunk of time, my brother would end up getting the Xbox One, and in return, I would be inheriting his Xbox 360 library, including The Orange Box. So one day when I had nothing to play, I grabbed that disc, I popped it into my 360 and had the experience of a lifetime. This game had a pretty big impact on me when I first finished it, mainly because it was my first game that I had completed with a quality story, quality set pieces, and quality characters, and after completing it, I became hooked on any story game I could find, and is actually the main reason why I even like talking about video games in the first place. Half-Life 2 was the very first game to make me truly fall in love with that essence of what gaming is, that spark, that curiosity, that wonder, that sense of freedom, and just the fun. So following that discovery, it is now 2025. With Half-Life 3 supposedly on the way, I thought now was the better time to reboot it for another playthrough. This time being much more older, wiser, and experienced. And after completing it, yeah, this game is incredible, and I found myself in awe numerous times that this game from 2004 can still deliver such quality. Sure, taking off my rose-tinted glasses, there were obviously some areas that regressed due to age. There were some bugs and issues I ran into that kinda blew, but overall the experience was just insane. It was incredibly nostalgic, raw, and provided me with an experience I've been longing for quite a while. And with this video, I would love to share with you my experience when returning to this magnum opus of a game. Half-Life 2 is often regarded as the best game of all time, and after replaying it, I mean, the argument is solid, but out of context is kind of insane. Because looking at Half-Life 2 from a set of fresh eyes solely from a combat perspective, it looks pretty underwhelming. And the reason I'm saying from a combat perspective is because when you look at a game that's labeled as a first-person shooter, what do you judge first? The shooting. And Half-Life 2's shooting isn't bad by any means, but compared to games that came before it like Halo or Counter-Strike, these games do it a lot better than Half-Life 2. I bring this up in order to play devil's advocate. Why would the best game of all time be a first-person shooter with gameplay mechanics that are inferior to other first-person shooters that came before it and after it? Well, I will answer that later in the video. I just think that in order to understand Half-Life 2's greatness, we must discuss its shortcomings, because that's what leads into this game being so great. As I hinted at earlier, I did run into a couple of bugs when replaying, my first one being on Highway 17, when after pushing this car off the cliff to deactivate the Combine gate, for some reason, it just didn't deactivate, so I had to spawn another car to make it through. Honestly, pretty game breaking. The next one was when Alex and I made it to Nova Prospect, where Alex literally just froze. She literally just froze in the middle of trying to like send Eli off somewhere. It was kind of funny, but That shit sucked. And the final one, out of like my 13 to 14 hours of playing, being for some reason, this sniper just wouldn't spawn, even though it was supposedly pinning down Barney. Maybe Barney has the phantom pain, I don't know. Besides those random bugs, and in my opinion, the slightly underwhelming combat that still plagued the game even on this recent experience, I asked myself again, why is Half-Life 2 considered the best game ever made? And after finishing the game, I think the main reason why is balance. Half-Life 2 isn't just a first-person shooter, it's a puzzle game, a rich story game, a showcase of innovative storytelling techniques full of unique environments and lovable characters. Strip everything down individually, and the sheer number of high-quality elements is frankly just insane. Sure, other games do some things better, but what sets Half-Life 2 apart is how seamlessly it weaves all of these elements together. That's why people call it the best game ever made, because looking at it critically, almost nothing about it falls short. Valve revolutionized so many aspects of gaming with this game and pushed the medium forward, showing just what storytelling and emotional relationships could add to a game. And after all of that realization, I asked myself the final question: could I make it better? Could I fix its weaker aspects like combat? The answer was yes, but also no. Half-Life 2 is an old game, 21 years old in fact, and the day it turned 20, Valve released a 20th anniversary update for the game. The main focus of today though being the workshop. The workshop is basically a hub for hundreds of Half-Life 2 mods ranging from subtle tweaks to brand new campaigns. And with my biggest gripe being combat, I thought to myself, can I fix Half-Life 2 by downloading some combat mods? Thinking there were none, I investigated and there were a lot of mods for gameplay. So after scavenging around, I landed on this reanimated pack, which I mean, it looked fine enough. I installed it, I used it, I played it all the way until the end of the chapter Root Canal. And after making my way through, I realized something. If the whole point of this experience was to go back to Half-Life 2 and experience the game as it is, I should probably try and keep it in its original state. And while I enjoyed the mod, it would be the right thing to do in ensuring a fair and balanced critique for this game. So I uninstalled all of my mods and played fully through Half-Life 2 Vanilla, and still had a pretty amazing experience nonetheless. As much as I kind of just shit on the combat earlier, I really want to preface just how amazing this game is. The characters are amazingly well written even to this day. Even though I knew the outcome of this story, I still was pretty invested. The variedness in location to location was unique and well executed. The sense of progression you experience throughout the game is like no other. All of it feels like lightning in a bottle. One particular aspect I really want to focus on is the soundtrack, because good god dude, it isn't only just a good soundtrack, but it's consistently perfect. Every single track is just brilliantly composed and implemented. And dude, Kelly Bailey, do you do weddings? Do you do... Okay, let's slow down for a second. It might sound like I'm now flip-flopping between critique and just glaze, and you would be correct, okay? But besides all of that, if you haven't experienced this game, you're probably thinking, if you had such a bad time with combat and you ran into bugs, how can this game possibly be an experience worth visiting in 2025? Well, it's because of this. The uniqueness. No other game in my opinion can accomplish so many varied elements at the same time. And that one element as a whole is a reason in and of itself to replay this game or play it for the first time. And I'm not just saying this to appease all of the people online saying it's good in fear of being criticized or torn apart online. It's just genuinely that good. I don't know if it's just the Valve flair that makes all of their games timeless or the fact I'm just a sucker for story games, but this game really stuck with me for the second time around. Probably because I'm older and I can actually understand what the hell is going on. I mainly feel it's because I got that experience that I've been longing for all this time. A well-told story packaged within an amazing atmosphere, some of the best storytelling and writing I've ever seen in any game, while being an entertaining and groundbreaking game even till this day. When I talk about Half-Life 2's balance, I don't just mean it has a mix of shooting, puzzles, and story. I mean, it does most of these things really, really well and still manages to combine them into one seamless experience. When I was playing it as a kid, I wasn't thinking about game design or narrative pacing. I just thought, man, this game is really cool. Even till this day, the shooting is passable, the puzzles are clever, and the story is pretty amazing and actually made me care about what was happening. It wasn't just one standout thing, it was the fact that every single part was worth my time. That's where most games today fall short in my opinion. They might have incredible combat, but boring filler missions or amazing environments with a forgettable story. Half-Life 2 doesn't have that problem because anyone who's played Half-Life 2 remembers the Citadel. You remember Ravenholm. You remember the gravity gun and all the twists and turns that happen in the story. It delivers a great atmosphere all while keeping things moving so you never burn out on one thing. And that's the part that hit me harder this time around. It's not just that Half-Life 2 balances different gameplay styles, it's that it keeps the quality so high across all of them. That's why even 21 years later, I can replay it and feel the same sense of wonder and excitement as I did when I was a kid, because it's still able to capture an experience no other game has captured before. That's the weight and reward of Half-Life 2's balance. Every single piece is strong individually, but together it creates something truly unforgettable. And Half-Life 2 is the definition of an unforgettable experience because throughout all of these elements, they still manage to create an experience that's timeless, that's still worth playing even in the year 2025 and beyond. I appreciate all of you for watching this video and a short little message from me. Hey y'all, Noah the Shine here, and here's my my daily message at the end of the video. Just wanted to give a second to talk about our growth because holy shit, our growth recently has been insane, and it's all because of you guys. We just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which is fucking bonker billies, and dude, like I don't know how to thank y'all. Because of you guys, I have now become a monetized channel, and I don't like making it about money because money was never the reason in doing any of this. But I'm growing up, I'm graduating soon. I need to get a job. You need to get a job if you're in high school. Everyone knows that, right? So the fact I'm even being given this opportunity to earn something, all because of you guys, like, dude, that's beyond my wildest dreams. I love each and every single one of you that's liked, commented, subscribed, disliked, anything. I just appreciate you guys so much, more than you guys probably know. I really hope there was something in this video that was entertaining or like this a tad bit interesting, and I just hope y'all stay blessed and have a good rest of your day. Peace.